Every day, Fizu and Zuzu met under the big tree until one day, the tree disappeared without a trace. Who took it and why? In the heart of a peaceful jungle, where birds chirped like songs and the wind whispered through the leaves, there lived a cat named Fizu. But Fizu wasn't just any ordinary cat. He had soft white fur, wore a bright red shirt, black trousers, and red and white sneakers. He was the only animal in the whole jungle who wore clothes, and no one really knew why. He said, "I just like being fancy." Fizu lived in a cozy little house made of bamboo and leaves. Around his house were other animal homes, a round nest on a tree for the owl, a hollow log for the fox, and a mud hut for the tortoise. It was a small jungle community. Everyone knew everyone. Everyone liked Fizu. Every morning, Fizu woke up, stretched his paws, brushed his whiskers, and made himself a breakfast of roasted nuts and jungle berries. Then he'd hum a little tune and step outside to enjoy the sun. But his favorite part of the day came after lunch. Every afternoon, Fizu would walk to a shady tree, a big leafy tree with a strong trunk and a thick shadow that made the perfect spot to rest. And there, under the tree, he'd meet his best friend, a chubby little baby elephant named Zuzu. Zuzu didn't wear clothes. He was just a regular jungle elephant, except cuter, softer, and always cheerful. They would sit together, talk about silly things, throw pebbles at imaginary monsters, and sometimes just watch the clouds. One morning, Fizu woke up like always. Stretch? Fizu blinked. What? Where's the tree? He ran to Zuzu's hut. Zuzu, the tree! It's missing! Zuzu's eyes grew wide. What? Trees don't just walk away. Both of them ran back to the empty spot, sniffing around, looking at the ground. Fizu looked serious. Something's not right. We need to investigate. They began asking around. First, they went to Mopey the monkey, swinging from vines. Nope, didn't see anything, Mopey said, scratching his head. I was sleeping, as usual. Next, they went to Dharma the deer, who was busy eating grass. I thought something looked different today, Dharma said, but I didn't notice the missing tree. Fizu frowned. Someone had to see something. Then they heard a deep voice behind them. I did. They turned around. It was Alu the owl, sitting silently on a high branch. You saw something? Fizu asked, eyes wide. Alu nodded slowly. I was awake last night, like all owls are. I saw strange creatures. They stood on two legs. They had shiny tools. They came in a loud box with wheels. Humans, Zuzu whispered. Yes, said Olu. They cut the tree, took it, just like that, chopped it and dragged it away. Fizu and Zuzu sat on the ground, silent. That was our favorite spot, Zuzu whispered. Fizu nodded. We laughed there. We told stories. That tree was special. They looked around. The spot felt so empty now, as if something was missing from their hearts too. For a while, neither of them spoke. Suddenly, Zuzu looked up. Wait, Fizu, what if we grow a new tree? Fizu blinked. A new one? Yes, Zuzu jumped up. Not just one. What if we plant lots of trees? So many that humans can never take all of them. Fizu's eyes lit up. You mean make our jungle even greener? Yes, a jungle party with planting, Fizu grinned. Now that is a fancy idea. They ran through the jungle talking to everyone. Bring seeds, Fizu shouted. Dig holes, Zuzu cheered. Soon all kinds of animals joined in. Mopey the monkey brought banana seeds. Dharma brought acorns. Alu brought tiny fig seeds in his beak. Even old grandfather tortoise helped dig. They planted seeds all around the jungle. Fizu danced in his sneakers while throwing water on tiny saplings. Zuzu slipped in the mud and laughed. They worked all day, and by sunset, the jungle floor was full of little baby trees. A week later, little green sprouts began to grow. After a month, tiny leaves popped up, and by the time 2 months passed, the jungle had a brand new corner, full of young trees, dancing in the wind, fresh and strong. Fizu and Zuzu sat under one of them, now just big enough to give shade. "I miss the old tree," Zuzu said. "I do too," Fizu smiled. "But look how many new ones we made." Suddenly, Mopey banged 2 coconuts together. "It's tree party time!" Everyone laughed. Music played, animals danced, and even Olu did a little spin on his branch. As the moon rose over the forest, Fizu looked at the baby trees and smiled. "They took 1 tree," he said, "but we grew a whole forest." Zuzu leaned against him. "And no one can take that away." They looked at the stars through the fresh new leaves. Even when something is taken away from you, you can always grow something better together.